Hi, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr, and you're watching videosbyandy.com. In a moment, I'm going to do the world's fastest unboxing of this thing right here, the brand new Yuneec Tornado H920, and that's coming up next, right here on Videos by Andy. Okay, if you've been following along with my series, A Day at Yuneec, you know this guy right here. This is Raymond Robinson. He's the product manager for all the fun things that we've been playing with at Yuneec Electric Aviation. In this box right here is the brand new Tornado H20. Now, is that correct?
Yes, Tornado H20.
But this box, this is the box it comes in.
It comes in this box right here.
Okay, should we unbox it?
Yes,
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And this is it. All this came from that box. This is the Tornado H920. And over here is the ST24 controller. And I have to tell you, when we pulled this out of the box, it wasn't heavy as I thought.
No, it's a very light.
You know, I mean, it's sturdy, but it's not heavy.
It's not heavy, no. With the box, yes, you have some weight to it, but the overall platform itself is very light because it's all carbon fiber.
Now this is, and you know, again, these days you see carbon fiber. You don't know if it's real carbon fiber or
this is real carbon fiber.
This is real carbon.
Yeah, this is the real deal.
It's not like a metal that's painted to look like carbon fiber. See, you can tell when it's carbon fiber because it feels like plastic, but it's actually durable. Like if you look at an Aston Martin Vanquish, that entire body is made of carbon
fiber.
But it also costs $300,000. We'll get to pricing later. Now, what I'd like to accomplish in this segment, because we are going to get to some flying shortly, is that, you know, we know the basics of the Tornado. Mm-hmm. It is a hexacopter, meaning instead of 4 blades, on a quadcopter you can have 6. But in the big picture, who would buy a Tornado?
Wow. Professional cinematographers. This has commercial applications. You can go from law enforcement to anybody that can use this in a professional way. Yes, you can use it as as just a regular guy that says, I want the coolest camera platform out there. Yes, you can use it. You can use it also.
Now, I know, and we have another segment where we talk about the gimbal and the handheld stabilizer. We know that you're going to be able to buy this in various configurations. Yes. Right now, this is being shown with the CGO4 camera, which is your proprietary camera, which is using a Panasonic Micro Four.
Yes, we work with Panasonic on this, and it's based kind of off of the GH4, so it's very solid. It works great. It has a 3x zoom on it, and it's all controlled through the ST24.
Okay, now how we can get this, and correct me if I'm wrong here, that you can be able to buy the Tornado with or without a gimbal, let's say. If it is a gimbal, the gimbal works on both the Panasonic GH4 and the Sony A7. Am I correct so far?
Yes.
And then you're going to have the ST24 on this that you're going to be able to use to monitor your signal, and you're going to have full camera control, correct?
Okay. Now, when you're using the Seago 4, you have full camera control, so you can control the zoom and everything.
You get zoom.
Yes,
okay.
And you can control, your aspect ratios and everything through here, through the ST24. Now, on the GH4, there's some manual things that you have to do. You have to turn it on. It doesn't turn on automatically.
Okay, so you can go with the camera to power it on.
Power the camera
hit the slide.
You have to actually go in the front and set the zoom to where you want it. Those things right there, so it's not fully autonomous through here. So that's the differences. It's kind of like when you're using the GoPro on the Typhoon G in a way. So some things you give up and some things
Okay, so on the GH4, well, you have to turn it on. Can you control things like shutter speed and all that on the GH4?
No.
Okay, so you basically, you set it up. If you want to go up in auto mode, or you're going up, I don't want to say flying at night, but if you were using something like a night mode, you would set that up in advance. But on the Seago 4, it's going to be like a Seago 3 where you can do everything through the controller.
Through the ST24.
You know, one question that came up, and personally, if I'm going up to shoot stills, I shoot stills. So if I'm going up to shoot video, I shoot video. A lot of people ask, if you're shooting video, can you also shoot stills simultaneously?
basically
Or
what
we
you
know
do
that
is
yet?
you have to turn the video off, which you just click off,
Okay.
and then you shoot the stills.
So it's just like the Typhoon, you know, in that way. Now, you know, you were saying for professional cinematographers, and in the next video that you're going to see coming up, I'm going to get my hand at flying this, and I've flown quads for 2 years, and I fly fairly conservatively. Is this the natural progression for somebody who has, you know, come up with it and is gotten very comfortable with the Q500 4K, but wants to go with a better camera, an upgraded camera? How difficult is this going to be to learn how to fly safely?
It's very easy.
Really?
The size is intimidating, but once you get past that, okay, then this is bigger, and it lifts off, and you're like, wow, this is super stable. This is very easy to fly. This is very easy to use. I can, right off I can do everything on my H920, the retractable landing gear, and you get it up there, and it just sits there, and you can do, everything you want it to do.
Let's pop up one of the arms here.
So what you do with the arms, they come, it's folded. You have a lock ring, and you just tighten that down. Very easy when you're setting it up, when you're going out, if you're transporting it in the back of your car, or,
And you were telling me when we go out to fly, you don't necessarily use it in the case. This will
just this.
You just said it. You put it in the trunk or back of your car.
Yes, and I just throw it in there. In
and
the
if
back.
you go on a curve, you don't think it will fall over. You're not too worried about it.
And I hit curves pretty hard. So
yeah, I've driven with him. He's got a hot car.
So no, it's very stable. And actually, I thought about that. So I did it on purpose, and I had it in the back of my Subaru, and I hit a bump. Boom, and it didn't tip over.
And if you would have damaged it, you would have chalked it up to product testing. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're doing quality control here. Let's talk about these blades. These are big blades. They look around 14 inches. I'm a wild guess.
These are carbon fiber blades.
Yeah, these things are sharp.
They're big blades. They're attached. They're not like the.
They're not quick release.
Yeah, they're not quick release. It comes with a 5mm.
An Allen wrench. Let me see this. Yeah, this is an Allen screw, not a Phillips screw, but it is included.
Yes, it's included. You can basically build the whole, put it together with just one Allen wrench. That's it. And that's it. You don't need any other tools.
I saw the video that Yuneec had, that you had this cute girl putting it all together. It looks, granted, I know that's not a how-to video. Yeah. It was just kind of an overview, and personally, I liked it. But it just showed, it's fairly simple. You take it out. Now, you have your batteries.
Yes.
Now, this takes 2 batteries.
2, but it can fit
Is that
3.
in the back here?
Yes.
Let's turn that to the camera. Yeah, I don't want to get poked by the blade here.
No, you don't want to do
here, let's just show you the size of this. And look, I'm not a big guy. I'm picking this thing up, turning it around. You can kind of get a size reference here. This would be about the size of, right here, of a Typhoon.
Yeah.
So we're tripling the size here.
So the batteries itself is very simple to do. It takes up to 3 battery packs. So
3? I thought you were going to do 2.
No, it takes up to 3. So 2 battery packs to give you about, if you're just hovering, it's going to give you about 25 minutes of flight time. Now, if you're flying in heavy winds or you're just flying around and getting shots, you're going to get about 18 to 19 minutes of flight time. So that means that you're working the motors harder, you're working the system harder. Now, if you're with 3 battery packs, you're going to get about 30 minutes to 35 minutes of flight time.
Really? Anyway, again, I can't see what we're looking at. Let me turn so I can see what we're looking at
here. So the
here.
batteries actually, as you can see.
Let's turn so the camera can see it. And then,
let me, first of all, because I put those in here. So it's held in, and they slide into, they have these little slots.
Now, is this a dedicated battery, or is this the same battery on the Typhoon?
This is a dedicated battery.
Okay.
So you're getting a 6S 4,000 milliamp battery pack. You're getting 2 of these.
And so these you're including 2, but it will take 3.
So if you buy an extra and you want to get that little bit of extra flight time, and it just slides in, and then the cool thing about it is that the battery connections is molded into the top.
I want to come around and look at this so that way I know which questions
you can see what I'm looking.
Okay, so down in here, I know this can be hard to see. They're in here. Now
there's 3. So
where's the third? Oh, okay,
right
there's 3.
Yeah.
What if you're only using? You need a minimum of 2 batteries to fly this, right?
Yes.
If you're only using 2 batteries, What keeps them from sliding around?
They don't. There's a little slot in here, so when you slide the battery in there, it doesn't move around.
Okay.
And also there's this
So if you're flying two, there's one on each edge. The
they
third
just
one would
stay
go
right
in the
there.
middle.
They don't move around.
Gotcha.
And then you just use this little strap just to keep them in place, so they won't touch the door.
Okay.
And the door is just magnetically closed.
Now, before we get to the SC-24, and I know on the Typhoon, I personally, because of where I live, I get around 500 feet. Some people get more, and I'm talking about distance that you get of keeping a solid video signal. What is a reasonable range in a normal situation that you would get in video range on this? Because this is your GPS here. I don't know where your video signal comes from.
The GPS will work on it. Let me mention, this works off of U.S. satellites and Russian satellites. So you're getting both. Yes, you're getting a better lock. Now, with distance-wise, I've had this, for me, safe-wise, I go no more than maybe 700 feet. But I've had it out to 1,000 feet. You could go out further.
But you still have solid video.
I still have solid video, but keep it within FAA rules, keep it within sight, but also I would keep it within 600 feet to 700 feet around.
In a radius.
In a radius. It's just safety. If you get in trouble, it does have a home mode, but...
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what are the features? Again, I'm looking at this when I go to fly, that my mentality is coming from either Phantoms or from a Typhoon, or from Typhoons, plural, that, we're going to come up, we're going to turn it on, we're going to, make sure all the motors are working, flip a couple switches around, then we're going to lift off. What sort of safety features do you have? I mean, can you turn GPS on? Do you turn off? Do you have attitude mode? Is there, an intelligent orientation control? And I don't know. I'm drawing a smart mode. Excuse me.
So you do have smart mode. You do have angle mode. You do have home mode.
Okay.
You can turn the GPS on and off if you wanted to.
Okay.
On here, very easy. Retractable landing gear on here. You also have a 360 gimbal, so you can set it.
In the gimbal control, is that the dials here?
Yes.
Let's kind of hold this up so at least, why don't we set this down here so then this way maybe we can zoom on and try to get some shots.
You just have you have your gimbal controls right here. So
the
you can
gimbal's the dials.
The dial. So you flip the switch to activate it, and then it'll start rotating at 360 degrees. And then you can speed it up or slow it down if you want to.
So if you were hovering, you could have it going in just turn it down slightly, and it'll give a pan for you, so you don't have to be.
Yeah, it's not, or it can go fast.
Yeah.
I was looking at the video when I did it one time. I was like, whoa, I got to stop that.
Yeah, to me, video slower is better.
You still have your rabbit mode and your turtle mode on here. You have your pan and tilt, so it's basically the same kind of control.
So it's like a Typhoon on steroids.
Steroids, yes. The touchscreen. This is a Android tablet that's in here, so you do have. You can change your channel select, so you can switch your channels wherever you want them on the transmitter.
But it still is auto select. Like if you're not an expert on channel,
you're not an expert.
When you come up, it's going to try to find your clean transmission.
Right. So, and you can bind this, and it has when it currently in this configuration, when it comes out, you can select the 603 gimbal with the GH4, not with the GH4, with the GH4 and the Sony S7. Later on. Later this year, our Seago 4 will be... Okay,
because the GH4 gimbal is starting to ship now.
It's shipping.
And again, we'll get into prices and all that in a moment. What's your time expectation on the Seago 4, which is their proprietary micro four thirds camera?
This will you'll be seeing this around mid-December.
Okay, so this will be, it's 6 weeks away.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, these guys have been pretty good of when they set dates. And I know things happen, or these things are coming from the other side of the world. You guys have been pretty good about that.
We've been trying. It's a challenge.
Well, I'm looking at this now. When I saw it before at Energy, it was a tooled product. It wasn't a finished. Just from what I'm seeing, this is my first time seeing it too, guys. This looks like a finished product. And I guess the zoom on there is a 2 times zoom?
Is it 3 times zoom?
3 times zoom.
3 times zoom.
Wow. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. And I know we're going to be taking it for a flight shortly. Trying to think what else I want to ask you about this. I know there's a lot of questions. You guys are going to say, oh, you forgot to ask them this. Well, this is a lot to take in at once.
It's the way we design this also, if happens, you crash this. What happens is that it breaks here and not here. So what'll happen is the boom will break, and then you can replace the boom, and also, well.
And how about the internal wiring?
The internal wiring, there's a bullet connector plug right on the board itself, so you can pull it out, and then you can replace this. Now, I would say for this right here, we recommend that you either take it to an authorized dealer to have it repaired, or contact us.
Now, how are your dealers, as this thing is starting to ship, how is Yuneec about getting them replacement parts? And we know, and I'll say it, DJI has not been real good. In fact, their dealers cannot repair Inspires. Certified dealers can do Phantoms. Will your authorized dealers, will they have these carbon fiber arms?
Yes, they will have the parts. What I've been really pushing is that when this ships, the parts ship.
Good.
Some parts we're still getting the manufacturing up, so not all parts will be out, but we're trying to get most of the main parts, like the blades, the booms, and the landing gear.
You know, and I think, you know, if you want to be an early adopter, well, I don't care if it's this part or the other part. You know, I realize there's some things that come along with being an early adopter that not everything is going to be in stock at the same time.
Right.
And it's just the way things are.
And we're improving on that, so we're making sure that, you know, the next product that comes out, we'll have a full line of parts for it.
Well, I'm looking at the build quality here of what I'm seeing in front of me is much better than what I just saw a couple months ago with Enertron.
It takes a lot to build this. So it takes a long time to lay the canopy, and this is all carbon fiber, so they have to lay everything, they have to get molds, and then they have to put it together, and it takes a lot. There's a lot of screws on this, 17 screws just for the canopy itself.
Which is good. You don't want it to fall apart.
Yeah, you don't want it to fall apart, but it's a lot. It's like almost like a work of art.
Okay, now, when do you go with proprietary camera versus if you bring your own camera? Like if I get this, and I put my own GH4 or Sony A7 on this, you know, the Panasonic or Sony camera, and something happens, it's my camera, I'm responsible for it. However, what happens if there's an issue here, and you know, this is not an inexpensive camera, how does the warranty cover if it tips over, if something falls and something...
Well, with the Seagull 4, we're going to give you a 6-month warranty on it. But if something happens, just call us. We will definitely help you out, and we'll definitely make sure that you're getting back in the air and taking photos.
You guys, Gadget, these guys are really good. So even if some user error,
yes,
you know, as long as it's not abuse.
No, if it's abuse, we can pretty much tell. But it happens. Things happen, and you need to get back up in the air. We're going to try to get you up and going ASAP.
You know, and I tell you, it's like these guys have made a good reputation. As I said in other videos, I didn't know who these guys were 6 months ago, and I've been following them. And you know, I've got a bunch of videos. I am not on their payroll. I'm here on my own fare. I have a nice dialogue going with them, and we're talking about products, and they've been very kind to me of giving me information that I can disseminate back to you guys. Now, pricing is confusing on this, so let's try to make it simple. When you look at this, if you buy a Tornado H920 from a dealer or from you guys or whoever it's being sold, you're going to have the unit, which is the copter.
Yes.
The ST24. Now, you have a new battery charger. Tell me about that.
It's a very high-end charger that comes with the Tornado. You can balance your battery packs. You can charge and discharge.
And that is 2 batteries.
Yes, you can charge both batteries at the same time. I usually charge about 6.5 amps, so I can charge both batteries at the same time, 6.5 amps. So
how long would it take if you had 2 empty batteries?
2 batteries, empty batteries, you're going to charge over about an hour or so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's quick.
If you're usually if I'm charging 1 battery, I might bump the voltage up a little bit, the amperage up a little bit higher, so I can get a quicker charge.
Okay. So you have the Hexacopter, the ST24 controller. You have the charger. You get 2 batteries.
2 batteries.
And it will accept 3.
Yes.
Okay. That's one price. Of course, all the accessories, the screws, the blades. That's one price. What is that price?
That price is going to be $34.99, which is $3,500.
He knows I don't like 99. $34.99. I'll be nice. Okay, $3,500.
Yes,
now, you have choices on the bottom.
Yes.
You can buy this. Let's say you have your own Panasonic Lumix GH4 or Sony A7. How much to add that gimbal mechanism onto that $3,500?
Okay, so when you buy the GB603, that's going to be $1,500.
Okay, and that's the gimbal.
That's the gimbal with the Pro Action.
Okay, and that gives you the handheld
Yeah.
too.
Or if you're going to buy, if you just want.
So that's around $5,000.
Yeah. So the Seago 4, you're going to be paying around $2,700.
Okay.
So that's $2,699. So $2,700 for the GH4.
Okay.
So
I'm going to use round numbers here because the price is going to vary, dealers. Around, because if you're going to get this, you're going to want to use it for photography. Yeah. Okay. Around $5,000 if you bring your own camera. Okay. Around $6,000, maybe a little bit more, $6,000, $6,500. Let's say. I'm using round numbers here. And you get your dedicated Seago 4, which is a micro 4/3 camera.
Yeah.
It should have a similar quality to the Panasonic. The difference is, while you're going to have some camera controls, if you bring your own camera, you'll have full camera controls
with
on
that.
it. And this is close to around the same width as the Panasonic. And this is not a small camera. I mean, I don't know how we get size references on here, but this thing's big.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add in before we go out and fly?
I would say for this platform, it's very easy to fly. It's very easy to put together right out of the box, and we made it easy. It's an all-in-one unit. So if you decide to get the Seago 4, it's really simple. It's like taking the Typhoon 4K and flying it. It's the same concept.
Here's what we're going to do next. We're heading out, and we're going someplace out in the mountains.
Yeah. Right, wood.
If I never heard from again, that means they didn't like one of my reviews, and boom, I got pushed off a mountain. And we're going to take this unit with the Seago 4. We're not going to use the GH4 model. We're going to use the Seago 4. We're going to take it out of the box. He's going to have it out of the box. One thing you're telling me, when you haul this around, you don't use the carton. You said you just have it folded down, put it in the back.
It's just the ease of use. When I was, flying helicopters and stuff, I can just stick my helicopters in the back. It has that same footing to where you can see it's not going to tip over.
Even the way you drive, it's going to stay up there.
It's going to stay solid.
So we're going to head out there. I have never flown a Hexacopter before. I tried, I was going to one point. It just wasn't for me, and that was a little bit over a year ago. I'm going to get my first shot after 2 years of flying quads, flying this. We hope nobody gets hurt, so you're going to have to stay tuned for that one. Raymond, again, that's the next video we're going to shoot. We're going to head out in the California mountains, just outside of Ontario, California. So stay tuned. If that video's not up yet, it's the next one to come.
It will be.
Don't forget to go to facebook.com/videos by Andy. Like us there, and you'll be notified whenever I put up future videos. And don't forget to subscribe to us. For videosbyandy.com, I'm the Gadget Guru, Andy Parr, and I'll see you online, and hopefully I'll make it back alive from the mountains in Southern California.